The man spent a lot of money to come to the nanoworld, but he found that there were still slums where poor people lived. The living environment here was dirty and messy. In order to help the cleaner Ms. Chen cure her illness, he followed her all the way to her home. But Ms. Chen had another request, which was to help her best friend cure her illness. But Paul knew at a glance that she would not live long. He could only provide some medicine to relieve the pain. Although he could not help much, after a few days of interaction, he found that Ms. Chen was a very kind person. Seeing homeless beggars on the roadside, she would hand out the meals she prepared. Paul then began to try to date Ms. Chen, until half a month has passed. Paul meets his rich neighbor again. He saw that Paul had been having a miserable time recently. The rich man was willing to lend a hand to him. As long as Paul goes with them to participate in the inspection, he will be given $300,000 as a reward. The reason why they wanted to find Paul to go together was because they lacked an experienced doctor. Paul happened to be the most suitable candidate. But Ms. Chen was afraid that Paul would have an accident. She decided to go with them. Soon, several of the men boarded the private cruise ship of a wealthy man and went to the birthplace of the nanoworld, and met the doctor who invented this technology. Paul curiously asked the other party about the purpose of this experiment. The doctor told him that because of the explosive growth of the Earth's population, the proportion of poor people is also increasing. The doctor planned to resolve this situation and invented this technology. Afterwards, he found that although the materials had depreciated by thousands of times, the gap between the rich and the poor in the nanoworld could not be changed. Then, the doctor invited Paul to enter the secret base. The living environment inside was unprecedented. Even the poor could experience the life of the rich. After thinking about it, Paul found Ms. Chen and asked if she could go in with him. But Ms. Chen refused him on the spot. But even so, Paul still wanted to go alone. This disappointed Ms. Chen. The next day, Paul set out on the road to the base. But on the way, he accidentally learned that once he entered the experimental base, he would never come out again. Paul came to his senses instantly after hearing this. Finally, he ran out of the passage at the last moment. He returned to the slums with Ms. Chen again. After these events, their relationship became deeper. From then on, they lived a plain and happy life.